Besides, that thing has come to me, a brilliant fancy. Nobody leaves at home. When nobody leaves at home. The picture frames are facing down, and the ringing from this empty sound is deafening and keeping you from sleep. And breathing is a foreign task. Thinking's just too much to ask, and you're measuring your minutes by a clock that's blinking eights. This is incredible, starring, insatiable. Yes, this is love for the first time. Why did you think that you were invincible? Yeah, well, weren't we all once? Oh, we felt lost for the first time. This is the last time. This is the last time. This is the last time.
It's about me, so I don't want to talk about the news. So I'm just going to get it all out. I'm going to rattle off a list of things in the news. I'm going to point to you and you're just going to laugh, either in mockery or sincerity. But here we go. Let's get this out of the way. Topical humor. Okay. Obama and Twitter and Justin Bieber, Mumford & Sons, new Pope, Hillary Clinton, Mumford & Sons. Did I say Twitter? Fish McBites at McDonald's. What's going on with those? More Bieber, Mumford & Sons, and March Madness. We got that out of the way. Thank you for helping me with that. I watched a lot of movies growing up. I really like movies, and I was felt like I was cursed. Maybe you guys can agree to this. Do you ever have that thing where you're watching a movie and your parents walked in at just the wrong part of the movie? It happened? Okay.
Yeah.
It was usually just like they were checking in on you, but it was like, man, why'd they have to walk in at this point? Like, you could be watching something harmless, like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, fun comic romp. When they walked in, it was, of course, a scene where Steve Martin is just saying the F word 1,000 times at the car rental place. But I think it could have been with any movie. Like, I think we could have been watching Secret of NIMH. Or An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. And if my dad had walked in, rats and mice would have just started blowing each other. Just like, then Fievel Goes South. Axel's chaps, just melting a piece of Swiss on his brain.
I did not send you to go-kart camp.
So, these are British belts. Some people think British belts are really in. British belts aren't cool, but I think they're kind of cool. This was my first British belt. I got when I was 7. For some kids, it was like you grow up and you would wear a cape all the time. You play pretend. Well, British belts were kind of like my So I just stopped playing pretend or fighting crime. It was more me and Grandma watching Night Court. Still smells like Grandma in Night Court. That's the thing about British belts. Is for some people it's about fashion. For some people it's about fashion. It's like, whoa, I want to look good. But for people that have an affinity for British belts like me, it's more about longevity. Because you can have the wear and tear, but still, I mean, that's a pretty sick This one takes back to French Indochina. Found that one. You'll never know what you find out in auction. This one was made by an Aaron Heinzman, who is an inmate at Pelican Bay. It's quite good bread, actually. I just want to show that the best things, they don't have to come from the right place, but the right person. Damn it to hell if that's not a good bread boat. Yeah, it's like ever since I've become a vegan, sorry, vegetarian. Ever since I've become a vegetarian, it's changed pretty much everything. Like seriously, not just the weight loss, which is obvious, but it's changing everything. Oh, this? Potato's a vegetable, right? It's just a medium. Remember supersize? How crazy was that? But so basically, like, ever since I became a vegetarian, I've had like so much better energy. Like way better energy. I think I'm just getting better sleep. I don't know what it is, but I've definitely felt a change. What? Oh, this? These are the new fish with bites. I'm a pesco vegetarian. Not pesco vegetarianism. It's a big thing. It's a craze. Sorry, I'm choking. What? That's no, that's a little white still. No, I'm sorry, choking. Sarah! No, Sarah with an H. Did you hear I'm a pesco vegetarian now? Why are you guys looking at me so weird? No, vegetarian is just... pesco vegetarian is the same as regular vegetarian. You don't have any meat, it's just fish. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to be a vegetarian that long. I'm actually looking to go vegan if I can give up milk. As long as I sell a fish. What? Oh, I'm going to be a pesco vegan. All right. Here's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be 2 hits. First hit is me giving you a rap right on the mouth with a punch. Second hit's gonna be you hitting the ground. Doesn't sound threatening. First, iron it out. It's gonna be 2 hits. Here's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be 2 hits. First one's gonna be my fist in your face, and the last punch sends you to the ground for the second hit. There's the first one. Gotta get angry. Gotta scare him. It's time to fight, son of a bitch! Then there's gonna be a hit. There's gonna be 2 of them. First one's a punch to your face, and the second one's you on the ground from the punch on the floor. Oh, come on, guys. If you say it right, you won't even have to fight. Alright, buddy, listen up. It's gonna be 2 hits. 1 hit to your mouth, second hits you on the floor. You wanna go? I hope he shows up tomorrow. Listen, there's gonna be 2 hits. Here's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be a bunch of hits. Who's like, it's a guy who's got his kid for the weekend and he's trying to get like the right movie to watch. So I just want to try to put him on speaker and mess with them because I think it's really funny. They usually don't. Alright, and how do I pronounce it? Is this working? Ooh. Mike's on the mic. Give it up for Mike for a second. Hey Ashley, I had a question. Ashley?
Yeah?
I had a question. I know it's Friday, so there's new movies out. I have my son for the weekend, and I'm wondering what movie should I take him to, because I don't want to take him to the wrong one.
Which age is he?
He's 12. I mean, a mature 12, but his mom is just one of those moms, you know?
Yes, you would want to take him to Cruise.
Crudes. Now, is that Crudes? Is that the animated one? Because I saw an animated one.
Yep, it is animated.
Oh.
But it just came out today.
Okay, who are the voice talents? Because my wife hates Mel Gibson.
I don't think he's in it.
Are there any bigots voicing the film? Are there any bigots or rageful people voicing the film? That's all I need to know. I'm so sorry. It's one of these last minute things. She's checking to see if any bigots are in the
The biggest name I can think of is Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, he's not in the news, is he?
Did what?
He's not in the news for anything bad, is he?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, no. I mean, he's got a good face. I just, don't know.
I don't think he gets in trouble.
That's good. Also, I heard about a burnt wonderstone. Is that wizardry? Is that magic? Because we draw a fine line in my home.
It is magic, but it's fake magic.
Oh, okay. Is it sexual in nature?
It's rated higher. So.
Oh, because the magic is sexual in nature?
Well, they have a lot of, references. You know what I mean?
Right, like sex. Okay, well my son's actually really into sex, so we'll be good. How do you transition from that? I don't get how toilet paper is marketed. Do you notice how it's all babies smiling and white Labrador puppies? We credit card swipe that stuff through our anal cavity. Why is it really just stuff on the cover of toilet paper? I think it should be stuff like evil dictators or Paul Walker. That way we could walk up to him and just be like, Hu Jintao and Muammar Gaddafi. I'm gonna cover you two in my shit, for sure. Yeah, here's to you, Fast and the Furious franchise. I used to smoke a lot of weed, which I stopped because it was fun, but you stop caring about yourself, or at least I did. Oh, it got real! So, I smoked a lot of weed for a while, but the thing about smoking weed is you end up saying a lot of crazy stuff. Sometimes it's like thought-provoking, like unearthing a corner of your mind stuff, and sometimes it's just stupid. But I was getting high with this girl one time, and she stared a hole into the carpet, and she just goes, "I'm beginning to understand the origin of language." And what she meant by that was that we as creatures, we began as making noises, just blah, blah, and they turned into words, and we saw things. We didn't know what they were called, so we named them out of sensory touch and feel inside. So in a way, it was actually a really cool thought. In general, not high, it's a cool thought. But high, that was it for us. We were we're beginning to understand the origin of language. We're beginning to understand, we started saying it over and over again. It just felt like this mystical thing that you would hear, like a book that you unearth from a war-torn cemetery soil, and you just pull it out, and there's no cover or author. And you open the book, the first line, all you read is, "I'm beginning to understand the origin of language, ... ellipsis." And we were just I would shut it, I would throw it at the sun would turn into the moon and go, "What the fuck?" And then would come back down, burrow into the ground, and somebody else would majestically find it 1,000 years later. It would win the Pulitzer. someone would just say, why did I win the Pulitzer Prize? Why did you get the Pulitzer? They'd be like, found it in a graveyard, read the first line of the introduction, got a nosebleed, threw it at the sun, we gave it the Pulitzer.
However, if there is any attempt by either contestant to cheat, especially with my wife, who is a dirty, dirty tramp, I am just gonna snap.
Everybody start a chant. It goes technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Keep it going. Lights up. Keep it going.
Technical difficulties.
Keep it. Lights up. Lights up. Keep it going.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Keep it going. Like you mean it. Like you mean it.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
All right, that never happened. When I was working with Quentin, he took me aside and he said to me, Christoph, I think you are a very talented man indeed. But without my help, you are just going to be a lowly, sad, and depressed, on-earth person. No one's going to give a crap about you. And I said, Quentin, you're absolutely right. I remember on the set of Inglourious Bastards, he took me aside and he said, Christoph, I want you to sleep every night wrapped in a Nazi flag. And I said, Quentin, I want to draw the line. Eventually, I did draw the line when he asked me if I would actually strangle my co-star Diane Kruger to death. And I said, no, I do not want to do that. And he stepped in and did it for me. On the set of Django Unchained, we did a certain exercise where he would take me aside and he'd say, for 15 minutes, you're going to say the N-word over and over again every hour on the hour. And I said, Quentin, is this necessary? And he said, we have to desensitize you. So. That was awkward, but I did win an Oscar. Never the matter, Quentin and I are going to be working together again. We're just waiting for the next great tragedy to unfold itself so that we can collaborate. But I assure you, when we do, I'm going to win another Oscar, because that's a bingo! Hey, you ever watch the show Zack and Cody, man? On the Disney Channel? Yeah. With them twins? Yeah, like, do you know those were the twins from Big Daddy? No, they both played them. Not cause like, like both them twins, like, there's a rule where like kids can't be on movie sets for too long. It's like a law. So they switched the kid out, and like you couldn't even tell the difference. They like pulled one over on us. I got a cousin who works at Sony, so she knows like all this movie shit. No, but like, if I were them, I'd be calling up Adam Sandler and just being like, "Hey, yo, man, put me in another one of your movies, man." Right? I'd just be like, "Yo, hook me up," and Sandler would be like, "I'll call you when I need some twins, man." Now, but like, they probably got like a ton of money, right? From a TV show and some movies, man. I bet they'd be like, if I was them, I'd be like, tell my parents, my mom and dad, I'd be like, hey, when I turn 18, see ya. I heard that like twins have that telepathy. They can like read each other's minds and shit. If I had a twin, man, I tell him, anytime I look at Catherine Zeta-Jones, don't read my mind, man. Hey, what's up? It's Jason. Hey, Bethany, this message is for you. just want to apologize. I know you broke up with me because I was being selfish. And I was being like thoughtless and careless and stupid and like really sorry. But I want to try to make it up to you by making. I'm gonna make it up to you, I think. I'm gonna call my buddy Greg. You remember Greg? He gave our car a jump at the Greg gave our car a jump at Maggie's party that one time. So basically, I know you hate wrestling, and I know it's part of the reason you broke up from me. But like, in true Nature Boy Ric Flair fashion, I'm gonna take one for the team, take a couple Ric Flair chops, and maybe just experience even a fraction of the pain I may have caused you. So here goes, Bethany. Every time you saw my YouTube search history, anytime I went to church with you folks and I made a joke about communion wine. Anytime you mentioned your brother Edward and I thought you were talking about Twilight, so I tuned out. I'm not showering. College football Saturdays. When I would try to use beer when I would grill. Again with the internet history. And last but certainly not least, for trying to get you to not grow your hair out and then cut it for a charitable organization. So, can't you see I'm a wreck, baby, without you? And by the way, that doctor philanthropist guy you're dating now, he seems like a total douche.
Technical difficulty.
Track 5.
Can I ask what you're doing here?
Saw a sign out front. It said room for rent. Wanted. One bull-headed brother who sometimes sticks his foot in his mouth.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid you're too late. Because there's already one bull-headed brother who sometimes sticks his foot in his mouth, renting this apartment.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
You're talking to him.
Well, gang, thank you for coming to the show. It's early enough to still catch Olympus Has Fallen at the ArcLight or download it illegally online. And even though Paul is uninvited, let's welcome him back to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Walter Hauser.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. Sorry about my junk, but I love you. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Peace.
Switch over if you want to hang out in your seats. If you're going to be hanging out with this guy, we're going to ask you to go meet him in the bar. Otherwise, sit tight.